What is poppin', fam? Spanik here, coach of your Alabama Crimson Surf. And this is week 2 of the NBA against Akri Knight and his San Antonio Victribells, I think his team name is. He's another replacement coach. He replaces the Montreal Militex. So he is now the San Antonio Victribells. I believe that's, yeah. Anyway, let's take a look at his team right here. Yeah, this is my squadron. I gotta still update my kills, I know. I'm doing it after I record this. Fourth wall break right there. So what's his team? He's got Necrozma, Megalopunny, Mimikyu, Arcanine, Ferrothorn, Suicune, Flygon, Electros, Avalugg, and Farfetch'd. So my team, immediately I see Megalopunny runs through my team like a hot knife through butter. So that thing is that's just destruction right there. Ferrothorn could be an issue because it's the one bond that stops Mega Diancie and Feraligatr from destroying his entire team. Intimidate Arcanine can also be an issue, especially if he runs like Z Solar Beam. So he could kill my Gator or my Diancie. So, and Electros is a big issue. Like, he runs AV Electros, I think just walls the shit out of my Diancie, and he can pick it off with Flash Cannon. So my team to combat this beastly squad of a team, he definitely had a team matchup this game, I'll give him that. I have Grumpig, best answer to Megalopunny. Great Gator, Dragon Dance Gator, puts in a ton of work if I could get rid of Ferrothorn. Alolan Persian is great to pivot into Gator, just try to set up, especially with Z Parting Shot. Diancie just breaks him. I don't have Diamond Storm in this set. I ran Protect instead, just in case if I jump kick Megalopunny. Because if I'm able to get rid of his Megalopunny without having my Diancie take damage, that's actually quite good for me. That's actually really good for me if I'm able to do that. Raikou here just breaks him. I'm shiny to bluff the Aura Sphere. And Skarmory with Rocky Helmet. Potentially a plan B answer to Lopunny, but I am more Spadef for his... I don't remember what it was for. Shit. I think it was for set up Necrozma. Yeah, set up Necrozma, because I have Toxic on this set with a Necrozma speed creep. Alright, so let's see how this battle went out. I lead with Raikou, he leads with Suicune. Not bad leads on both our ends, but I have the lead advantage. He goes into his Electros, because that thing's his best check to Raikou. I pull a switch into my Alolan Persian and just fire off a Dark Pulse for damage. He decides to full switch into his, I believe, his Lopunny here. Yeah, he does. So the threat is here. So I just go into Skarm initially, because I don't see Necrozma as that big of an issue at the moment. And I don't want to reveal Grumpig as my one switch in. I have Roost there. I should have got up Rocks, because I think I had Rocks on this Skarm. I'm pretty sure I did. And that damage says he is Choice Spec Suicune. Something I did not expect. That is out of left field completely. Alright, well that's now a threat. But the good news is, that's setup fodder for my Feraligatr. So I decided to go into Gator here and set up a Dragon Dance. He predicts that and goes into his Ferrothorn. Honestly, I should have DD'd again here. But instead, I make a stupid-ass play. Probably the worst play I ever made in a game in my life. And I click Superpower on the Ferrothorn. Two things I was thinking at the time. One, I thought he was going to go for Rocks because the switch was really obvious. And with Rocks damage, Diancie dies to Megalopunny high jump kick after Rocks. So that's why I think he was going to go for Rocks, because Megalopunny kind of just cleans me up at that point. And number two, if I get damage on this, Diancie kind of could still win me this game. So it wasn't really the end of the world if my Feraligatr died, because he still really doesn't have a good switch into my Diancie outside of Electros. And I have ways of dealing with that via Raikou. And Raikou and set up Grumpig could deal with it. So I just decide here to sack my Feraligatr. Shame, I wanted it to put in work this game, but my stupid playing got the best of me. So I just go into Diancie here. He goes into Necrozma, and takes 1,000,000 from this Moonblast. So he decides right now, best play, sack his Ferrothorn. Alright, so at least I didn't get 6-0'd. He goes into his Electros as he does reveal the flash cannon there. I protected the scout what he wanted to do. So I go into Raikou here, fire also off another flash cannon. That's completely fine by me. Pull the switch to his Arcanine here on my Calm Mind. And he reveals that he is Max Spadef with Toxic. So now Electros just got more scary. I am able to crit his Arcanine there, which sucks for him, but that's what are you going to do? Goes back into his Lopunny. I go into my Grumpig now because my only check to this thing. I get my leftovers. He goes into Suicune as I fire off a Psyshock for damage. That crit didn't matter because I could just go into Diancie and pick him off a Moonblast regardless. Well, first I sack Persian to give Diancie the free switch, go for the Moonblast, kill him. And then he goes into his Electros. I just go into Raikou. Really nothing I could do. He Aqua Tails, predicting that if I stayed in, I could have gotten more damage on this Electros, which could have been really nice. Because you're going to see this Electros wins him the game. He goes into his Lopunny. As he returns there, kills me. I have no other play but go into Diancie. Pulls a switch into his Necrozma to sack. He goes into his Electros. I protect. See, he wants to do flash cannons. I go into Grumpig. He Volt switches, and that's game. Because he Volt switched there, that's game. Because now my Grumpig can't take on his Electros 1v1 because I can't switch in Diancie on this Lopunny. Well, actually, maybe I could have because you're going to see in a few minutes he ended up not having high jump kick on this Lopunny. So I actually could have went Diancie there because of his set. I could have definitely lived one Drain Punch from full. Potentially two. Actually, he's going to hit me with Drain Punch here. Yeah, I actually could have lived two. Yeah, I could have. It may have been a roll. I don't know. It may have been a roll. But either way, he is going to be able to just pick me off with the Flash Cannon here, and that is the game. So, GG, my guy. Really, just I brought a tech, and your Lopunny set didn't cooperate with the tech. So, tech failed. Game was a wash. I shouldn't have clicked Superpower on that Ferrothorn. I should have switched in the Grumpig because I had the HP Fire as well on Grumpig, so I could have surprised him with that. But that's what happens when you try to predict. GG, man. Next week we take on the Ipswich Igglybuff, so hopefully we rebound there. Spanic out.